Greetings dear friends, how are you today? Welcome to our, when I'm organised, voila, yes, we're on a roll. Hi, greetings, welcome to this week's live in our meditation room for busy women. Okay, how are you today? I wanted to, hi, greetings, thanks for popping on, thank you. I wanted to, it's Sally, hi Sally. I wanted to just use today's space as a space for us to reconnect with our breath and also to reconnect with anything that's going on underneath the surfaces. We've all got stuff on a sort of like ecological level which gets us through our day-to-day life, but underneath all that we've all got our pains, our sadness, our sorrows, our distress, our joys. And I really wanted to use this space today to enable us to tune in and release, let go of something that you know deep inside doesn't serve you. We've all got that stuff. I know for me one of the things I need to let go of, one of the things I need to start saying no to more is this late night scrolling on my phone. Okay. So, as you know, to meditate, get into meditation, it's very challenging just to suddenly stop what you're doing and come into the meditative frame of mind. That's why I always suggest it's good to take time to, if you think about a plane, when the plane's coming in to land, you can see it starts to slowly descend, then the wheels might come open, and then you might hear, well, before that happens, you'll hear like the pilot sort of make an announcement. So just think about coming into meditation, you're the plane, and you're just slowly coming down to land. The wheels come out and you settle, and then, you know, you just take your time just to arrive, to be present in the practice. And there's little things you can do to help you to arrive and get present. Just a simple thing like, you know, moving your body side to side. If you've got a tendency to feel stiff or anxious or anything, just do a really nice, gentle side to side swaying action. And as you sway side to side, you know, take time to lengthen up through the front of your body. So you're always thinking about, when you come to meditate, on or even off the mat, you always think about, how am I standing? How am I sitting? Can I lengthen up through the front of the body? Can I lengthen down the back of the body and lengthen the tailbone down? Can I create space in my heart to breathe? Or am I crunched over, hiding, holding in some sort of pain? So really think about, what can you do to invite a sense of expansion, lengthen, openness and space in your body. And then once you've got into that space, start to think about your breath. Get a sense of really lengthening the exhales. You're breathing in fully through the nose, and you're breathing out. You can breathe out through the mouth. To invite that sense of ease. And as you breathe out, again, get that sense of checking your posture, you know, checking, am I sitting upright? Do I feel comfortable? What do I need to shift? What do I need to move? Do I need to lie down on my bed or stand up? You really want to be able to be in a state where you're able just to feel very comfortable in whichever way you're kind of like sitting, standing or lying. And then from this state, you've got the body nicely aligned. we've chosen to take a few very conscious, mindful breaths out. And then just see if you can start the process of finding your own breathing rhythm. And that sounds a bit weird, but it's just basically taking time just to notice what you notice about the way your breathing pattern is today. Can you feel what's going on? Can you sense any movement in the belly, the ribs or the chest? And as your breath starts to settle, as you become more aware, more attuned to how you're breathing, just start to turn your attention from being in, start to become aware, start to focus on what's happening in your immediate environment. What sounds can you hear? And then just don't chase the sounds, but just allow the sounds to come to you. So you're just being still, you're being centered. And just allowing the sounds to come to you. Notice the sounds to the right side of your body, in the room and outside the room. So start to focus on that side. And then just softly transition and just see if you can sense, be aware of the sounds to the left side of the body, of the room, inside the room, outside the room. And as you're listening, make sure you're breathing. And then just expand your awareness to include sounds you can hear in front of your body. So sounds directly facing you. As you allow the other sounds to fade in the background. And notice the sounds behind. What sounds can you hear behind? And then expand to having that sense of embracing all the sounds you can hear in and around the room. And as you start to feel the mind, the body and the breath settle, I invite you to just softly run through all the events or some of the events which has happened to you this week. Things you've experienced, things you saw, or even things people said to you or you said to somebody. So just start to notice, start to reflect back on some of the highlights from this week. And as you start to reflect on those highlights, or something which triggered you in some way, can you recall how you felt, what was going on at that time, maybe what you were wearing, what the other person or the situation was. And then if it was a situation which caused you to feel sad, unhappy, or just to feel some kind of way that affected your core, take a moment to exhale. To sit with that feeling and just see if you can find a way to use your breath to release that charge, that feeling had on you. So if it was a situation or an event or something which made you feel less than, which made you feel as if someone was attacking you or not listening, or you didn't feel heard, really see if you can step into that feeling. Recall what you felt, recall what was said, and then just see if you can literally step out, take a step back. And as you take a step back, you're creating a sense of space between the situation and yourself. See if you can invite your breath into that space, that little gap you've created. So just see if you can see yourself stepping back from the situation, from the feelings, the associations. And just release, as you breathe, release that feeling, that connection, that attachment. So just say, I release. And you can name the feeling, the emotion, the pain, the situation. Just use your breath. I release. I release. I let go. And as you start to release that charge, that attachment to the feeling or to the emotion, notice what you notice in the body. Where in the body can you still feel a sense of that feeling? Is there still any part of the body, the mind or the brain, where you can still get a sense of, oh, I can still feel it? And just sit there, honour that pain, just sit, use grace, use your breath. And when you feel safe, take another step back. So you're just trying to create space between the heat of the moment and where you are now. You've got the wisdom of hindsight, you've got the vision of your ancestors, you've got the strength of the group. And take a space. Use your breath to take a space. Keep releasing, keep letting go. I release, I let go, I stand in my power. Keep taking that physical step back from the situation and filling that gap, filling that space with your breath. Tuning in, connecting with the breath, the energy, the strength, the calm and the beauty, and fill that gap, fill that space between the charge and where you are now, sitting together, connecting with the energy, the strength, and breathe. time to check your posture. Make sure you're still lengthening up through the front of the body, keeping that chest broad. And then get a sense of really grounding your energy, really grounding your buttocks or your feet or your back to the surface. Feel that soft and gentle connection. And then just declare, I call my power back to me. I call my power back to me. Just say that softly to yourself, I call my power back to me. I'm strong, I'm rooted, I'm grounded. And really get a sense of your energy coming back to you. You're grounded, I'm strong, I'm centered. I call my energy, I call my power back to me. And as you call your energy back to you, feel your heart expanding. Feel your heart radiating with love, with truth, with justice. As you call your power back to you, you're fortified, you're strengthened, you're elevated. You're surrounding yourself in a bubble. A glorious bubble of any colour which makes you feel safe, supported and strong. You're releasing the angst. You're calling your power back to you, and you're steady, you're stable, and you're strong. And just feel yourself breathing in the energy of strength, the energy of calm, of focus, and mindful attention. Keep checking with the breath, keeping it nice and long and full. As you call your power back to you. Visualize that mountain, that strong symbol of strength. As you call your energy, you call your power back to you, you're releasing the past, you're letting go, you're honouring the lessons, and you've called your energy back. You're strong, you're powerful. Stay seated, connecting with the breath, noticing what you notice for a few more moments. Calling your energy, calling your power back to you. Letting go of the past and standing strong in the present moment. You're alive, you're grounded, and you're loved. Deep, deep love fills your heart, fills your soul. moment we're going to softly allow the practice to end. So just take whatever you need, whatever your body needs from your practice, from your heart, from your soul, from the universe. Call it in, invite it in. Heart is open to receive. And I send you love. I send you joy. I send you peace. And I send you healing. And most of all, I send you peace. Well done. Well done. And if you haven't re-engaged with the space, spend a few moments just thanking yourself, taking this time to honour, nurture your mind, your body, your spirit, to come back, to release what no longer serves you, to release all the things you're saying no to. Take a moment just to say thank you for the lessons. Call your power back to you. Place your hands on your heart centre. Lower your head down to the heart. And give thanks. And softly release. Well done. Give yourself a nice big hug. So right hand on left shoulder, left hand on right shoulder. Squeeze everything in towards the centre line. And come back to centre. Well done. Well done. And before you re-engage with your day, you may want to just check in the sounds in the room. You may want to wiggle your fingers and your toes or sway side to side very gracefully, very softly and gently, just to let the body and the mind know that the practice has ended, to seal the practice, and just to invite to remember you've called in your power, you're standing strong, we're powerful. Well done. Well done. Awesome! Yay, we've done it! Friday! High five! Pew. Well done, dear friends. We made it for another week. Well done. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Thank you. I guess this is it. So thanks for your time. Thanks for your energy, your patience as I settle into the practice, as I settle myself into my space. I honour your time and I honour you. And I'll check the comments out on my laptop when I've finished. Alright, take good care, dear friends. Lots of love. I look forward to chatting, sharing the space with you next week or any time in the group or during the week. Namaste, peace,